What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be opening several different packages from several different places, but I would like to read this first little note from SCL Julian from the SCL shop, or Skylanders character list for those uninitiated. It says hello, hello, which I find it super funny because it sounds like a reference to FNAF. Thanks for choosing SCL to fuel your Skylands adventures. From Jillian, with a little laughing face. Super funny. Thank you for that. Alright, fellas, so today is going to be a bit of a busy day. We have several different packages to open, including some paper product packages that I've already opened just to make sure that they were all safe and arrived well, because, well, a plastic bag isn't exactly the best thing to ship stuff in, so had to make sure those were good. Anyway, we're not going to let that bother us. Let's get right into the first Skylander. So before we start covering the new Skylanders I'd bought for my collection, why don't we go ahead and cover a few of the Skylanders that I'd went off and bought just last year. So that being said, last year was not the year for Skylanders for me. I didn't buy very many of them. I got a decent handful, but I really wasn't focused on collecting my Skylanders during the year of 2025, and especially into the year of 2024, I really kind of slowed down because I had mostly everything that I wanted, and it wasn't until this year I started making big orders. So, just in rapid succession, so we can get through this and I'm not going to waste too much of your time, I bought a Lightcore Jetvac. I've always loved Jetvac, and I found him at a flea market for $3.99, so I went ahead and picked him up. I bought Kingpin from the same flea market. One I had a couple years ago actually had his little hair tuft gone, so I went ahead and got rid of him, but now I have a new one, so he looks pretty cool. I got a Series 2 Double Trouble. I love the little minion guy he's got going for him. Also in a flea market, or I think it was a pawn shop, I got a Lightcore Hex as well. Super cool figure. I got a Series 2 Eruptor, also from the flea market that I got Jetvac and Kingpin. I got Blizzard Chill, or Series 2 Chill. That really fancy looking face on her shield there. I got Series 2 Whirlwind, which is always an interesting figure to see. When I was a kid, I didn't see too many Series 2 Whirlwinds, but nowadays it's like you can't escape them. And probably the coolest series variant, I got Series 2 Prism Break here. I love this pose for Prism Break. He looks like an absolute beast. Absolutely love this pose. That being said, towards the end of May 2025, I actually bought two new Senseis. Those being, make a little space here, a Villain Sensei, Graveclobber. Got him pretty cheap. I think I paid $25 with free shipping, so I got about $10 off what he typically runs for. And I bought Sensei Aurora, which she's pretty cool. So all I need is Blastertron, and I'll have completed my light element collection. But yeah, so these are the Skylanders I went ahead and bought for the year of 2025. Like I said, not too many, but I think the ones I did get, I am very happy to have. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these guys down in the comment section below. Peace out, and let's get into 2026. Alright, so in January of 2026, I went ahead and started buying some new Skylanders, and that being said, this is the year I want to complete my collection. I have a certain number of characters from Imaginators I do not have. My goal is not to get every figure, no. I want to get every unique character. So if I have Excited Thrillipede instead of Thrillipede, I'm okay with that, because at least I have Thrillipede. Understand what I'm saying? But some of my favorite Skylanders, I would like to have multiple versions of. And that being said, one of my favorite Skylanders, as I've made a video before, is Whamshell. So I went ahead and went out and bought his more expensive Series 1 counterpart. I found him extremely cheap. I think he was like $16. Which is very good for this figure. I think he runs about 25 or 26 right now. Sometimes 30 here and there, depending on where you can get him from. But I actually got him with free shipping as well, so I just went ahead and picked him up. But yeah, so I own Lightcore Whamshell and Series 1 Whamshell. That completes my Whamshell collection. And I actually picked up a couple of Senseis. They were the ones in the small box that you all had seen earlier in the video. The first Sensei, and the main reason why I wanted this lot, this is the Sensei I've been super hyped up for, is Ambush. Ambush looks amazing. I love Ambush. I actually maxed him out on the first day I owned him, just because he's that cool. Sorry about that, guys. It's about 2 in the morning, and my dog was getting very upset. That being said, Ambush is really cool. He looks super neat, and I love the pose that they gave him. I'll go ahead and stick him over here. And I also got Tri-Tip. He is super cool. Giant, giant mace. I love the mace. I can't remember what they call the mace right now, but he's really cool. Love using that kind of mace in Blades and Sorcery. It's awesome. That being said, I also have Ember. And part of the reason why I got this lot is because I was thinking, I love Ambush, and I'm sure my girlfriend, who also plays Skylanders now, would love Ember because she loves Gear Shift, and Ember just looks super sleek. I've not watched any gameplay for Ember until I actually played as her a couple days ago when I got the package. Her swords are just a touch warped, but I prefer them warped rather than broken, and I was thinking about heating them up and fixing them, but honestly, it's kind of easier to store if they're kind of warped like this, so I don't honestly really mind it all that much. That being said, I love Jetvac, and the next thing I had to get, of course, was Full Blast Jetvac. I used to see him in store all the time during Trap Team. I can close my eyes. I can still remember my 10-year-old hands on the box looking at him like he was the coolest thing I've ever seen. He's wearing red armor. Holy cow, that's not normal. But then he also has a son. Look at him. He's adorable. He's so cute. He's just a little guy. But yeah, I love Jetvac, so I had to pick up Series 3 Jetvac. I think he's Full Blast Jetvac? Yeah, I think that's what he's called. And of course, I went ahead and got Power Punch Petvac, just to recreate the 2-pack, because I think they're adorable. And I've already maxed out my Full Blast Jetvac, and he's actually a big upgrade. So if you want a better Jetvac, get Full Blast Jetvac. He's really cool. I've also heard Hurricane Jetvac's pretty good too, and I still don't have him, so stay tuned later in the video. With that being said, we're going to have to go ahead and move these guys out, so that way we can bring in the box from SCL. Because if not, we're going to have to crush these guys, and, well, they weren't cheap. For all the senseis, I think I paid like $50, which is pretty good considering all of them go for about 20 a piece. So I saved probably about $10 to $15. And once again, I had free shipping. Let's go. That being said, let's go ahead and open up the box. Let's open the box. It's 1 flap, 2 flap, 3 flap, 3 flap, and the 4th flap. Epic. Shout out to Ed the SCL shop for always really packaging their Skylanders very well. And we're going to go ahead and start stripping away layers out of this thing. Ooh, looks like first thing we got up here is Hogwild Frino from Trap Team. This is a really cool figure. I've never actually seen this figure in person before. That is sick. You can see his little biker's jacket in the back there. It's pretty cool. I love this little thing that he's riding on. It's pretty great. I think it's from his Soul Gem ability. And a water tiki trap. Always a must-have. Let's see here. Oh, we got a ton of figures right here. Looks like we have a Punch, Punch Pop Fizz. One of his teeth have a little scuff on it. That kind of sucks. Other than that, you should definitely Pop Fizz. He's very cool. Very epic. And speaking of Hurricane Jetvac, here he is. It looks like he apparently doesn't have an element anymore. Isn't that something? I wonder if that rubbed off or if all of them are like this. That's funky. But yeah, he looks different. He looks so different. He almost looks like a completely different character. Crazy. Remember when he used to line the shelves all the time? Series 1 camo. I waited so long for him to be back in stock. It's like every single time this dude was in stock, he would fly away in like 2 seconds. I was like 5 minutes late to an SCL shop update, and he was gone. And I was like, bruh. There was, like 40 of them in the picture, and then they're just gone. We've got Series 2 Flameslinger. That is really cool. I love this. Super light, too. I don't remember him being that light. We have Lightcore Grim Creeper. I love Grim Creeper, so of course I had to pick this up. Very cool. Then we've got Lightcore Prism Break. Oh, he fell. Lightcore Prism Break. Looks great. really good condition. Last time I seen one of them, my buddy Arden actually owned him, and his was a little scuffed. We have a Series 3 Phantom Sender. That is really cool. Look at that nice translucent plastic. Should just swishing underneath the ground. That's kind of what it looks like. Really neat. Looks like we have a food fight. Some of these are for my girlfriend, actually, and he is one of them because she doesn't have food fight yet. Series 1 Stump Smash, super nostalgic for this guy. My buddy Sam had one, and I needed to fill out my Skylanders Spyro's Adventure roster, so of course I picked one up. This guy is so nostalgic for me. One of the first characters I ever played as, and just a really cool figure. Then we've got another one for my girlfriend. We have Torch. I love Torch, and I'm sure she will too. I think she'll really appreciate the horseshoes and whatnot. And one of the figures I thought was super cool, Series 2 Bash. I have never seen this guy in person, but his figure looks outstanding. He looks amazing. I love the pose. He looks so good. Alright guys, I am back, and just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to go ahead and use my standard format. Just because I was sitting there standing, I was too excited to realize it's kind of an awkward angle to record at. So I'm going to put you back on my little tripod here and just record that way. Let's see who we got. So from Spyro's Adventure, once again, another one of my favorites that I love the light core version of, we have the original Warnado. And I love this pose. He looks so funny. He's so cute, dude. I have never seen a Warnado in person, other than my light core version, but I've never seen the Series 1 version, and he looks like he's in super good shape. I love this guy. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Look at that. Like he's just riding on one of his storms. That is so cool. I'm going to go ahead and put him with the lineup there. Series 1 Terrafin. I used to have this guy, but I gave him to my friend Zach because he loved Terrafin. One of my first Skylanders was a Series 1 Terrafin, and he looks like he's in pretty good shape as well. My old one actually had a lot of the orange paint scraped off. I'm not sure if maybe my friend who gave him to me just really liked the feel of Terrafin's like little back bumps, but apparently he did because he didn't have that much orange paint. Then we have a Series 1 Lightning Rod. Always liked this pose for Lightning Rod. This one specifically looks just a little derpy. His eyes shifted down a lot. Maybe he's like squinting or something, but it's actually the first time I've seen a Series 1 Lightning Rod in person. So that's pretty cool. I like how he looks like he's about to throw it like a lance. That is super neat. We're going to go ahead and put him over here by Torch. There he is, just barely in frame. Then we have a Series 1 Eruptor. Love this guy. Once again, my friend Sam had a Series 1 Eruptor. I have every other version of Eruptor except for Lava Lance Eruptor and Series 1. So he's going to go in the collection, and he actually, I think that is the last one that fills out my Spyro's Adventure roster. So yay, there we go. That's one collection complete. Here's another common figure. Once again, another one of the figures I'm going to give to my girlfriend. Series 2 Sender here. I thought she would like her. She definitely likes dragons. Big fan of How to Train Your Dragon. So I figured, let's get her some of the greatest hits whenever it came to dragons. Completing my Gil Grunt collection, other than Tidal Wave Gil Grunt, we have, what is this guy's name? Anchors Away, I think. Yeah, it's Anchors Away Gil Grunt. Let me make sure real quick. Yep, this is Anchors Away Gil Grunt. He used to line the shelves back during the Swap Force days as well. Oh, look, his paint escaped his eye socket. It looks like he's got mucus in his eyeball. This poor fella. Yeah, he's really cool. I like that pose for him. Another Swap Force Skylander, we have Countdown. I love Countdown. My friend Logan had a Countdown, and now I have the original Countdown. I have a broken light core Countdown that I got years ago, and I love Countdown, so I wanted to get a figure of him that was in good, decent condition. But yeah, dude, I freaking love Countdown. He has always been a really cool Skylander. And then I have a Series 2 Igniter. I totally missed that he was in the box. I love the turtle shell shield on the back. I love his little pitched sword there, or three-pronged sword. He looks great. I love this pose for Igniter. I have Legendary Igniter already, but now I have his normal version because I just love Igniter. And I have a Series 3? Yeah, Series 3. Series 3? Series 2. He's a Series 2. Series 2 Pop Fizz. I think he is Super Gulp Pop Fizz or Big Gulp. One of the two. He's gulping that thing. That's all you need to know. I love I love his pose. He is so cool. I love his little thumbs up. That's great. This is definitely big Pop Fizz energy right here. You gotta love it. And now we're down to a couple of superchargers. We have Lava Lance Eruptor, obviously. I was talking about how he was the last Eruptor I needed, except for Elite Eruptor. I love the little flame there. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think I maybe seen a Lava Lance Eruptor once back during the Superchargers era. Other than that, I never really seen him again. So it's pretty cool to be holding one that is mine in my hands, finally. That being said, we have another supercharger, that being one of my personal favorites that everybody else hates, Fiesta, specifically Frightful Fiesta, because I already have the normal Fiesta. Ever since I knew this guy existed, I was like, yep, I want that. And here he is. I love this guy. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, and Fiesta is one of my favorite Skylanders. And dude, his color scheme is just freaking beautiful. I cannot wait to play this guy in the game and see how his little minions look. See if they maybe changed him up a bit. I'm going to go ahead and replace Eruptor. Put him over here by Terrafin. Sorry about that, fellas. It seems my phone went ahead and cut out on me while I was still talking. That being said, we're going to go ahead and speed run this because I am rapidly running out of storage space. That being said, I also went ahead and picked up a snapshot for my girly friend as well. This is going to be her second Trapmaster other than Gearshift. I also went ahead and picked up a Whirlwind for her, once again going with that kind of dragon or griffiny theme. I already mentioned I got her a food fight. Let's go ahead and take him up out of there. I went ahead and got a Series 2 Slam Bam from Giants. Super cool looking guy. I've always seen him on posters, never got to see him in person, and now I have one. I got a Series 3 Big Bang Trigger Happy, completing my Trigger Happy core collection. All I need is the Superchargers version. I got the King of Shelf Warmers. Here is Sharkshooter Terrafin. I remembered his name last second before I was about to say I forgot. He's going to go over here by Fiesta. Really cool guy. And I always seen the Birthday Bash version of this guy, Pop Fizz, but this is the normal Supercharger Pop Fizz. I think he is just Big Bubble Pop Fizz. That's his name. So yeah, he's going to go ahead and be our little guy here. We then have Tidal Wave. No, that's the Trap Team version. Give me a hot second. This is Deep Dive Gilgrunt. I just remembered his name. I was thinking of his car. I about called him Reef Ripper Gilgrunt, but that is not his name. Super neat figure. Nice callback to the Series 2 variant with the little hydro jets. I then have two fancier Skylanders. We have gnarly Tree Rex here from Skylanders Giants. Really fun looking really fun looking variant here. Just super awesome metallic blue for the thorns for the gauntlet he's wearing, as well as his armor. And then we have one more, and that is Barbella as the next sensei I got. I have completed my Earth Element senseis for Imaginators. Woo, thank goodness. That's one element down, about 9 more to go. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, I got to keep this brief. Once again, leave a like if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Let me know what you guys think about these Skylanders down in the comment section down below. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye! Goo goo gaga.